we're going to start on the straight track and begin a new standard part. Make sure you're working on the miniature train IPJ, the project. Okay, we're going to start with a general shape, which is a rectangle for the straight track. Okay, and this is going to be 12 inches by 3.4 inches. Okay, we can go ahead and center that on the window. Now I want to go ahead and make this side right here, which is going to be the circle with a neck, so that the straight track could be repeated, and like a puzzle piece, it's going to be fitting into each other. So let's go ahead and make a circle. Go ahead and make a circle somewhere over here, and we're going to make a line that goes in past the circle. Right click restart, and we're going to make another one. So 2 lines just offset from the center. And let's go ahead and start dimensioning our circle now. The dimension of our circle is 1.5 inches in diameter. And let's go ahead and locate that circle. The circle is 1 inch from the back, and also this circle should be located at 1.7 inches. So now that circle, we know that it's located in the center. If you try to move it, it's fully constrained. It should be okay now. Let's move these dimensions a little bit more. Separate them a little bit. Okay, the dimension of this line to the top, make sure that you place them in the right spot. This is going to be 1.375, and the side to the other side should also be 1.375. Okay, now we can go ahead and start trimming. So the shortcut is X. We can start trimming all the parts that we don't want. See that dimension disappeared on the top? You can just go ahead and place it in again. There it is, 1 inch. So our parts won't start moving. Okay, one last thing is that we need to fillet this little corner. So shortcut F. Our fillet for that corner is going to be 0.16. 0.16. So if you just click on one edge and then the other, it should give us our nice round features for one side of the train. Okay, now let's go ahead and go to the other side, and let's do the same thing. Circle. Alright, the dimension of this circle is going to be 1.4 in diameter. The head is a little bit smaller than the other side, tolerance reasons. Dimension the center of the circle to the back, this should be 1 inch. And then from the top to the center of the circle, this one should be 1.7. Okay, so now the center of the circle is fully dimensioned, and the size of the circle too. Everything seems to be okay. Now let's go ahead and make 2 more lines. One right above the center line, the center point of the circle, and another one's going to be right below. Click, right click, done. Let's dimension these lines. This line to the top should have a dimension of, okay, this should be 1.4. Or if you wanted to get the other dimension instead of putting it here, let's dimension from here to here, which is the other dimension they give us. This should be 0.3, and our dimension from the top to the bottom line, this one should be 0.6. Okay, maybe that'll be easier to visualize. Now let's go ahead and trim. Let's trim lines that we don't want. Okay, so we don't want these lines right here. And the last thing that we want to do is just go ahead and give it that fillet of 1.6 and 1.6 here again. Alright, so our general shape is done. Let's finish this sketch. Now we go ahead and extrude, and the extrusion of that profile is 1 inch. By default it's already set to 1 inch, so click on OK. So this is almost done. The last thing that we need to do is go ahead and create the grooves where the wheels are going to be set into. Click on sketch. We'll begin a new sketch here, and let's create those lines from, let's go ahead and zoom in from right here. Just go to the right, it doesn't matter where you put them. We'll go ahead and extend the line later. Restart. Just make sure that you don't put the line right in the midpoint, because then you won't be able to move it. So click, right click, done. And let's go ahead and make the other set of lines too. Right click, restart, click, right click, done. Alright, now let's get the dimensions. The dimension from the top to this line should be 0.4. Okay, the dimension from the top to this line right here should be 0.75. Okay, now let's get these dimensions too. The dimension between these two should also be 0.4, and the dimension between this line and this line should be 0.75. It's the same dimensions, just mirrored. Okay, we're almost done. Let's go ahead and extend. Let's use the extend tool, and we'll extend this line, this line, this line, and this line. Okay, let's see if it'll let us extrude cut those two pieces. Finish the sketch, extrude. Okay. If you want to put this on home view or isometric view, I recommend you do that so that you know that what's happening. Extrude cut, and profile, make sure that you also select this one right here too. Now the depth is not going to be 0.1. The depth of this extrude cut should be 0.25. The depth is 0.25. Press enter. Our track looks like it's done. If you want to go ahead and give it some material, you can go ahead and do so at this time, or give it some color. Then when you're done, just go ahead and save this part as straight track. Save it, and you're done.